Last week, Variety decided to rank all 54, count them, 54 installments in the MCU. So that's the TV shows and that's the movies. That is everything that they have put out so far. And they decided to put them in one of the most laughable lists. Now, we're not going to go through all of them. I think the guys over at Friday Night Tights have gone through them. I've seen a couple of other podcasts also take a look at them. It's just absolutely laughable. About the only thing that they got right is Secret Invasion is the worst. But yeah, outside of that, putting Iron Man, I think at like 15, is absolutely atrocious. But this one right here, XMen 97 coming in at 6th, a very well-regarded TV show that was watched by nobody, that is canonically not even involved in the MCU. I mean, that's very interesting. But again, for the people that did watch it, and there is a season 2 that's going to be coming out, but it's going to be a markedly different season 2 because the creator, Beau DeMayo, okay, the guy who was largely responsible for the writing, the rather faithful writing to the characters, he got fired. And we've talked about that before. It was a very inflammatory firing with a lot of different information in it, but yeah, the 6th best, and by many people's regards, the best thing that Disney has put out on D+ for Marvel. There's a couple of things to say about why his show, his animated spin-off show, comes in at 6th place, and everything else for like WandaVision in at 4. I forgot what came in at 5. Oh yeah, Winter Soldier, right? And then it's we'll just round out the top 5. Yeah, Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and then you get Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you get Black Panther, and then you get Endgame. So yeah, outside of WandaVision, the best thing that has come out post Endgame, according to Variety and very few other people, he's laying out the facts that the MCU's animation wing fucking hates the comic books. Interesting. X-Men 97 creator exposes Marvel Animation. They hate the comics. Well, I know. We've seen the movies. We have seen some of the shows that are out there. And it's so funny, right? Because that might change by the time that you guys see this video. But at time of recording, Eyes of Wakanda just came out. And it's another animated thing. It's something under the Marvel Animation Studios banner. I haven't heard anybody talk about that. But it looked so absolutely unappealing that, I don't know, maybe it is based on a Black Panther run. But for as many girl bosses as I've seen in just some of the promotional material, I don't really think so. Kind of coupled with, What If, which was ostensibly, what if a girl did it? Oh, great, fantastic. Or, what if Black Panther was Star-Lord? He would have, talked Thanos down. They would have reconciled with the universe. A la Vander and Silco in Arcane Season 2. God, that was so bad. But yeah, speaking about more bad animation. But no. We got to talk about this through the lens of good animation, apparently. Former X-Men 97 showrunner Beau DeMayo is airing out his frustrations with Marvel Animation, accusing executives of undermining the comics and cutting key parts of his original vision from the hit series. In a series of tweets, DeMayo revealed behind-the-scenes conflicts with Marvel Animation VP Dana Vasquez-Eberhardt, during production of Season 2, claiming she rejected core comic book elements that made his life miserable. Recall how former Marvel producer Nate Moore also said he wouldn't hire creatives who read comics. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that was Nate Moore who helped with the production of Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, which apparently Wakanda Forever, I think, according to that Variety list, is at least better than the original Thor and Iron Man 2 and 3. Let that one sink in for a second. But the director of Secret Invasion, he directed that. Oof, okay. Also admitted he was told not to read the comics by Marvel. And it shows, and it also, it was very apparent that you were also told not to watch any of the continuity involving Nick Fury because, holy shit, I don't know who that was. Nock Fury. A cuck who stole all of his accomplishments from Skrulls that were on Earth. Hey, didn't you know in the MCU there's still a million Skrulls running around somewhere? Are we ever going to address that? Are we also going to address, Daenerys Targaryen running around with Super Skrull capabilities? No? Okay. DeMayo says that the trouble started when he adapted the Avengers of Cyclops and Phoenix storyline from X-Men 97 Season 2. Okay. In the comics, Scott Summers and Jean Grey use their nicknames Slim and Red to hide their identities while raising Nathan Summers in the future. Well, yeah, because Jean, from what I've seen from the promotional material, and I think ends up playing through the rest of the season, I wonder if Fantastic Four drew any inspiration from this, but yeah, Jean Grey was pregnant and ended up giving birth to a kid, so yeah, okay. According to DeMayo, Vasquez-Eberhardt didn't get it. Okay. Current VP of Animation, of Marvel Animation, Dana Vasquez-Eberhardt, who despised me, comes to me for how stupid the nicknames are. Slim and Red? I mean, okay? She agreed with another director that they couldn't take those nicknames seriously, and that I needed to turn off my comic collector brain. Bro, Red is like, that's, without having any specific examples, like a nickname like Red just kind of harkens back to old westerns, and same with Slim. So yeah, I'm so glad she's in charge of the animation wing. An animation wing that generally, outside of XMen 97, goes without any sort of aplomb or recognition. DeMayo explained that the nicknames were more than just references. They had emotional weight for the characters. The aliases are Jean and Scott's pet names for their teenage years. The nicknames speak to that feeling all new parents have of losing their youth and their past selves. Cool, that could have been a decent theme that they could have drawn on, but no, they're silly names. But instead of embracing the lore, DeMayo says that he was shut out of the process. Yeah, it totally makes sense. The showrunner also described a separate argument over the inclusion of Ozymandias, a major apocalypse-related character from the comics. Vasquez-Eberhardt allegedly wanted to simplify him to a generic warlord. Boy, now I don't know anything about the Apocalypse arc. I hear that it is held in very high regard, but yeah, if you're going to just go ahead for no apparent reason and reduce an otherwise complex character to just a simple warlord, like, is why we need to keep women out of, comic book spaces. Holy shit, you can be fans of the comic books, but bro, holy fuck, man, leadership is just trash. This was after Dana and I had a stupid fight over Ozymandias in season 2. She felt I was putting too much lore in. Right. He said that these kind of internal battles distracted from improving the show. When you have creatives who have spent half their day having arguments of items like this instead of polishing and plussing the show, especially after having proved your vision works, is beyond offensive and demoralizing. That is fucking wild, dude. But yes, DeMayo said that he introduced the final horsemen of the Apocalypse in season 2, but was ordered to color code them in blue and purple. Oh yes, and I'm saying season 2, and you guys probably remember if you're watching this that DeMayo was fired before even the release of season 1, but the way that animation works, the first 2 seasons are just generally greenlit to begin with. So yeah, that team works on works on the first 2 seasons, so in order to keep budgets somewhat down, and then in order to keep a coherent vision. You've seen this with the atrocious Velma production. It came out, what was that, in 2023, and then season 2 that nobody watched and was immediately canceled upon completion came out in 2024. Keeping it within the realm of Marvel, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Remember that came out to begin the year? He had hippity hoppity Spider-Man, but then he also had Black Harry Osborn, and I'm somewhat of a scientist myself, Norman Osborn. Yeah, it's just all very good stuff that they do over there, where you don't have to adhere to the lore at Marvel Animation, because if you do something that is somewhat comic book accurate, if you do something that pays homage to the source material, yeah, you're excised from the company. You're found to be a problem. But yes, going back to season 2, he was ordered to color code them in blue and purple to make the connection more obvious, a move he strongly opposed. Dana hounded and made my life miserable, demanding we have all them literally color coded. The horsemen look like a goddamn high school color guard. Most notably, DeMayo says Vasquez-Eberhardt is one responsible for cutting the Onslaught finale episode. Oh, interesting. Okay, because I've at least heard of Onslaught, and yeah, that would have been fucking awesome. A team up. I think if I've got my lore right on this one, it's a merging of Magneto and of Professor X. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, she's the VP of all animation. She's the one who caught Onslaught episode finale in season 2. Fucking oof, man, that would have been nice. Okay, especially if he was working towards something like that. I mean, could have been big. While DeMayo acknowledged that the creative tensions are part of the process, he accused Marvel Animation leadership of pushing personal agendas instead of honoring the source material. Fucking lol. At the end of the day, it's a negotiation between 2 mediums, but you have to first capture and respect the source. It's about them wanting to make their mark on the project, and we have seen that with the movies time and time again, so of course, why would the animation be any different? DeMayo ended his thread by implying that there were pressures to fall in line or face the consequences. They have a way of subtly threatening you with your job and your livelihood if you do not comply. I mean, like, he's kind of a perfect example of this. In a follow-up exchange, a fan pushed back on the idea that Marvel executives even read the comics, to which DeMayo replied, no, they absolutely do not. They have their assistants read them and write up a loose paragraph summary. And at this point in time, I would imagine they probably type into Google, hey Google, give me an AI summary of whatever arc we might want to take some ideas from, because because even in the words of the Russo brothers, okay, we talked about this with one of the Doomsday videos from earlier this year, they don't follow the source material. They were proud in acknowledging this. We just simply use it as a guideline. We just take certain plot points and we just make them work for the story that we want to tell. So cool. You're such visionary filmmakers where you just want to go ahead and pilfer. You just want to take whatever you want from the successful source material. You want to take it from the entire medium that made it possible for you to make these over-bloated, overproduced movies, and you think that you can do better than the visionaries that made them household names to begin with? Yeah, this is why Marvel is in the dumps. This is why the Fantastic Four fucking died a death in the theaters 2 weeks into release, and this is why Marvel is in such a death spiral. But hey, Doomsday's gonna make a lot of money, guys, but after that, who fucking knows? So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.